Hello students, today we are going to start our second chapter of business study, that is Principle of Management. It is very important chapter according to examination point of view because one case study comes from this chapter and one direct question comes from this chapter. So first of all, we will have to know what is the meaning of Principle of Management. Principle of management are general guidelines for making the decisions. It is mainly behavior changes for the managers. With the help of principle of management, a manager can easily change their behavior. Some nature, features and characteristics of management. The first one is universal application. Management principles are applied in all type of business organization, whatever of their size and nature. It means no matter that business organization are large or small. It applies everywhere, in the school, at hospital, in the airport, at railway station, every working place. This principle applies. That's why it is universal in nature. The second one is general guidelines. Management principle do not provide ready-made solution. It provide only general guidelines. For example, in a company, the owner told to the new employee that take your time to understand the business organization. But he does not clarify that how much time, 1 month, 2 months or 6 months. He gives only time. That is general guidelines, not the specific guidelines. The next one is formed by practice and experiment. Management principles are developed only a deep observation. It is not developed overnight. After a lots of research, the management principle derived. Next one is flexible. Management principles are flexible in nature. It applied differently under different conditions. For example, split the crop is one of the most important principle of management. According to this principle, the basic meaning of this principle is unity. Some organizations follow this principle and some organizations are not follow this principle. If any organization are working in a group, that time split the crop principle is followed. But if any organization working with individual person, that time this principle does not require. It means it is flexible in nature. The next one is mainly behavioral. Management principles are based on human being or human behavior. It provide, guide and influence the behavior of employees. That's why it's called behavioral in nature. Next one is cause and effect relationship. Management principle based on cause and effect relationship. It means that it does not provide absolute result. It provide a rough idea that because management principle is based on human being and human being cannot accurately predicted. The next point is contingent. Management principle changed with change in situation. For example, in some organization, management follow centralization principle, or in other type of organization, management follow decentralization principle. Centralization means the decisions are taken by only one owner, or decentralization means the small decision can be taken by subordinates also. For further detail, we'll discuss this principle in next video. Now, one case study is given that is based on the features of the principle. After finishing her BBA degree course, Tanya gets a job of assistant manager in a retail company through the reference of her cousin Taruna, who work in the same company as a senior manager. Taruna decides to guide Tanya through her experience by making her aware of the important facts about management in practice. She tells her that neither the principle of management provide any ready-made straitjacket solution to all managerial problems, nor they are not rigid prescription which have to be followed absolutely. In context of the above case, identify the two features of principle of management. Here, one line is given in the paragraph, that is principle of management provide any ready-made solution. That point indicates general guidelines. And the second line that is given in the paragraph, that problems nor they are not rigid prescription. That line indicates flexible in nature. So with the help of these two lines, we get two features of principle of management. The first one is general guidelines and the second one is flexible. Why do the principle of management not provide ready-made solutions? Because the management principle are based on human being, and the human being nature cannot be accurately predicted. That's why the management principle cannot provide ready-made solution. Now, the next topic is importance of management principle. Provide managers with useful insight into reality. With the help of management principle, the manager can improve their knowledge, ability, and understanding in various situations. The second one is optimum utilization of resources. With the help of management principle, the manager optimum utilize the resources like man and materials. For example, a organization conducted a business of making ladies bag. For this, the organization hired workers for 9 to 5. But the worker complete their work in 9 to 3 o'clock, and remaining 2 hours they are free. So after analyzing all the situation, manager find out that workers are free for 2 hours and some waste material also left from the ladies bag. So he decided to make belts by the waste material in remaining 2 hours. that is optimum utilization of resources. The next point is meeting changing environment requirement. Management principle train the managers in implementing the changes. For example, with the help of management principle, the TV industry comes from black and white TV to LED, then 3D, and then many smart versions of television sets. That is the example of changing environment. Effective administration. The management principles are also helpful in effective administration. There are 14 principles on which some principles are based for top level employees. So with the help of these principles, the top level employee can easily handle the organization. The next one is fulfilling social responsibility. A business is a creation of society. He always it always uses the resources of society. So it must do something for the society. So with the help of management principle, the organization conduct some activity that help in uplifting of society. The next one is management, training, education and research. Management principle organized body of knowledge to perform research work. That management principle also provide some ideas, imagination and a base for the research and development. So we can say that management principle helps in training of the employee. They also helps to educating the employee and also helps in lots of research. Now, the most important concept of this chapter is Fayol's principle. Fayol is the most important person in the management industry. The full name of Fayol is Henry Fayol. And we can't forget the contribution of Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol was a person born in France in 1841. He got his degree in mining engineering in 1860 and started working as an engineer in coal mining company. In 1988, he was promoted as a managing director, engineer to managing director. At the time of the company was in the situation of insolvency. Insolvency means at the timing of winding up of the company. He accepted the challenge and applies his managerial technique to bring out the company from this situation, and he succeeded. When he retired after 30 years, the company was a leading coal steel company with a strong financial background. So that's why Henry Fayol becomes famous as father of management studies. He provided some contributions. He made clear difference between technical and managerial skill. He identified the main steps in the process of the major function of management, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. he developed 14 principles that are in our syllabus. So, we will study all the 14 principles one by one. Here, 14 principles of management developed by Fayol. The first one is division of work. According to this principle, the whole work must be divided into small tasks. Or instead of assigning the whole work to a single employee, the work provided to the person according to their capability and qualification. For example, a company involved in making chair and one employee makes one chair in a day. There are 10 employees. So, total 10 chairs are completed in a single day. So, with the help of division of work, the manager divide the work that one employee makes the legs of the chair. The other employee makes the upper body of the chair. The next employee complete the finishing work. The next employee complete the paint and so on. After the division of work, one worker complete only one type of work. So he become specialized in that work. First time on doing the work, he takes much time. After that, their efficiency increases and the worker take less time to complete the work. So after a depth analyzing, the manager find out that in a single day 15 chairs are completed. So that is the division of work and we can take many advantage of that division of work. What is the positive effect of the division of work? Specialization. If a worker can do one type of business or one type of work, in that field he feel specialized. Or with the help of specialization, their efficiency increase. But there are some negative consequences of that principle. First one is lack of efficiency. With the same routine of work, the employee feel bored. That time he does not work efficiently. So he work inefficiently. That is first point, lack of efficiency. Second one is chances of duplication of work. There are lots of chances of duplication of work with the same nature of work. The second important principle of that is authority and responsibility. Authority means power to take decision and responsibility means obligation to complete the job on time. For example, in an organization, a owner hire a senior employee and said that I'm going to outside the country. Behind me, you are the owner of the company. That means the owner giving the authority to the senior employee. After that, he provides some responsibility. He said that if Any problems comes on that duration, you are responsible for that. That is responsibility. So authority means provide some power, or responsibility means obligation, that how a person is responsible for the work. So according to this principle, a balance or priority between the authority and responsibility. If excess of authority is given to the employee, that brings negative result. Excess of authority means overuse of power, or excess of responsibility means employee feel overburdened. So a balance of authority and responsibility required for the successful organization. Some positive effects of this principle: no misuse of authority. If honor provide a exact authority and responsibility, that time no misuse of authority. With the help of exact authority, that helps in meeting responsibility on time without any delay. But some negative consequences are also. The first one is delay in work. Here, if one person takes decision, that time no delay in work. But if the work is assigned to the subordinate, that time delay in work is possible. Misuse of authority is also possible if excess of authority. And if excess of responsibility, that time employee feel overburdened. That are the negative consequences. The next important feature of or principle of FIOL is discipline. FIOL insists that discipline is required at superior as well as subordinate level. Discipline is not only for subordinates, it applies at every level, at superior level, at subordinates level, or at judicious level. Positive effect of discipline is systematic working in the organization. If there is a discipline in the organization, that time systematic working organization. Second one is improve efficiency. Discipline always improve efficiency. But some negative consequences of also exist in discipline, that is disorder and confusion. Many employee feel that discipline is exhausted, so they don't follow discipline, so they are disorder. With the help of disorder, they create large number of confusion. Second one is wastage of resources in the absence of discipline. If there is no discipline in the organization, that time much wastage of resources is possible. With the absence of discipline, delay in work is also possible. The fourth important principle is unity of command. According to this principle, an employee should receive order from one boss or one superior, or he should be accountable to only one boss, because if he get the order more than one boss, then employee will get confused and he will not be able to understand that whose order must be executed first. So unity of command is required at every organization. Positive effect of this principle: no confusion in the mind of subordinate, then who will give the order. No ego classes, because if there are two honors, that time ego classes is possible. improve efficiency in working. If there is only one owner and he only motivate to employee, that time efficiency or effectiveness of the employee increases. But some negative consequences also exist in this principle. Confusion in the mind of employee in the absence of this principle. If there is more than one owner, that time subordinate will get chance to escape from his responsibility by giving excuses. Employee give excuse to first owner that right now he is completing the work of other owner. Ego classes. If there are more than one owner, that time ego of both the owner exists in the organization and employees suffer lots of problems. The next one is difficulty in maintaining discipline in the organization. Different persons are different in nature. So, if more than one owner are exist in the organization, they make discipline according to themselves. So there are large number of difficulty arises in the organization, that whose discipline order is followed in the organization. The remaining 10 principle we will discuss in next video.